Hey there, thank you for joining me. I am here to talk to you about the Ninja Double Oven. I am not affiliated with Ninja. I am just giving you information about this oven in case you were in the market for it. Like I was, I did a lot of research and a lot of studying before I purchased this because it was expensive. This is the older model. It does not have the probe on the side. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly that I've personally experienced with this oven today, or since I've owned it. All right, so the product specifications on this exactly, it does have I didn't measure it and I've got it plugged in, but a 40-inch is what it says on the website, a 40-inch power cord. Plenty long enough to plug in, to sit on your counter and plug in. It does weigh, I didn't weigh it, but the website says it weighs 31 pounds. It's heavy. You don't want to move it around often. Okay, the length is 18.6. That is correct. The width is 16.9. That includes the handle, and then the height is, this is 13.26. So that would be accurate in that. It's 1800 watts with 120 volts. So what comes in the box, you get this oven. It comes with two of these wire racks, two of these sheet pans, and then you have a air fry basket that slips in here. There's actually two levels that you can put that there. Oh, and also a crumb tray. And usually you can take this out. So I'm just going to lower this so it'll go all the way down. Okay, so by me doing that, I'm able to take out the crumb tray. There is one crumb tray, and I'll put that back in the bottom with it being, so that's something I've just learned. Where I normally have it, when I let this down, the handle is able to drop, so this is level, but where this is at, so that's something you may need to know. I don't know, I'm glad I showed you that. Okay, so, that's the actual specifications. Okay, the ugly. We're going to go backwards, not the good, the bad, the ugly. We're going to do the ugly, the bad, and the good. Personally, I think it sits a little unlevel. I will show you a picture of it. I actually put the level on it. Of course, it's not exactly in the middle of the bubble. I've just had to learn to overlook that because, like, why couldn't they make the thing even? To me, this side sits a little bit lower. Also, too, it's big, maybe a little bit big for your area. The bad, there are a couple of things. When I was looking, I wanted to be able to purchase another wire rack. I could not find an additional wire rack that fit this oven. Now, I looked right before Christmas, and they didn't have them that I could buy that would fit this, because this is not the same size as their other Ninja ovens. So if this is something, if you need two racks, then that may be something that you want to remember, or just double check before you order. So you do have two, and this is great because you can fit, and this is actually one of the good things about it, but I'll talk more about this in a minute, but if you need to use both of your racks down here when you're cooking, then you're left up top without a rack. So that is a little bit of, now you could do that if you wanted to just slide some toast in there and toast it that way. So you are able to use all three at one time. But that was one thing I wasn't a fan of, is that they do not have additional racks that you can purchase that will fit this oven size. There's only one drip tray. I don't understand why they didn't give you two, because you've got two ovens. I would like a drip tray in both, just for cleaning purposes. Also too, there's not a traditional heating element if you look, but there's heating elements, the heating rods, the little bars that go across, they have those up top and in the top oven. They do not have them in the bottom oven, and I'm guessing it just is using the convection. You can see the fan on the inside here. All of your heat comes from this side of the oven, that I can tell. I notice it mostly with like pizzas and muffins, it tends to get a little hot or a little bit more brown in the front right corner of the oven. So that's something I usually end up rotating the pizzas or muffins if I'm in the middle of baking. And maybe it's because it's the fan element. The cooking odor really does infiltrate the house from this oven. I think more so than my previous countertop oven. It does smell up your house, especially with the air fryer feature. I've not used the air fryer feature much or many times, but the few times that I have, it really does stink up the house. Like I usually, if we're doing, say, chicken nuggets, for example, I do not use the air fryer feature. I use the convection bake feature. Also, probably the worst feature, and my brother, he said it very well, it's a complete design flaw, is this oven will not fit a 9 by 13 inch pan. Why they couldn't give it another 1/4 inch, I don't know. I just think that's really, it was not good thinking on the engineer. When they engineered this, they didn't think that. And I will show you. This is a 9 by 13 USA pan. If you put it in here long ways, you can see it's not gonna close. You know, same thing up top. There's no way. The top oven does not heat as well as the bottom oven if you're doing actual baking. I always bake in the oven, and like my husband one day, he did a little pizza for both the kids. He did one in the top and one in the bottom. He said they heat faster in the bottom than they do the top. And I said, yes, you're absolutely right. So what I do is we'll use our little pizzas. We'll put one here and one here. I'll do them at the same time. They cook perfectly. I've got a little clip video I'll show you of that. Moving on to the good. That is one thing that is nice about this oven is you can double stack in the bottom, which is nice. But if you're going to double stack here when you don't have, unless you're going to put your fry basket in the top, you don't have anything in the top if you want to toast bread or cook something quickly or simply in the top. Another thing is if you're going, I'm sorry, I'm jumping back and forth between the good and the bad. You cannot get into your bottom oven without opening the top. This has not been an issue for me. You know, I just open up the top. There have been times where I've pulled something out of the top when I do have something going in the bottom. So that's the way the flex door works. I found this. This is a full-size muffin pan. Unfortunately, I cannot give you a link. I'm going to give you a link for the oven, but I do not have a link I can give you for this. I found this at a yard sale for $1, and it fits in the oven because you can see there's no extra space around this. So I can barely fit, but it will fit all of the way in there, and I can cook a dozen muffins, which I do that frequently. That's something that we eat for breakfast a lot. Okay, these half-size sheet pans fit perfectly. So you can do, like, if you're doing a box of brownies, you can put these in there, and you know, you can put those in there, and you can do 2 at one time, or do one at the bottom, one at the top. So when you go to turn it on, both ovens come on, they blink, and you choose which oven you're going to be using. So if I want to use my top oven, it comes up, and you can see it's already set to, I want shade 1 on my toast. I actually have it set to bagel. Bagel is not quite as toasty as the toast. So I usually, my kids like that. I usually just use, you can choose whichever one you want by turning the dial. And then you hit, you know, like for toast, what shade do you want your toast? And then your time, if you're doing something that needs to be timed, like that is slices for that one. And then listen. All right, so there it's coming on. Okay, I just turned it off. Okay, and then if you're going to do the bottom oven, Again, you can cycle through what you need. The pizza is not hot enough. I think it's like 200 degrees. It doesn't get hot enough to cook a pizza. So you can just cycle through. I use usually the convection bake. Choose your temperature, and then you can set your timer. Once you start it, you can click time and then change your time. Overall, have I enjoyed this oven? Yes, I left an oven that would fit a round pizza. I can't remember what size, but it would fit. It was a Black & Decker. It would hold a 9 by 13 inch pan, and then it had a cutout in the back of the oven so it would fit a round pizza. This will not do a large round pizza like that oven did. I gave up some features to get this feature, but I do like being able to cook double on the bottom. That is probably my most favorite thing. It heats up pretty quickly, and it does cook faster than the double oven it does cook faster than the countertop ovens that I've had in the past. I think I've told you everything that I wanted to tell you. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments, and I will try to answer them to the best of my ability. And like I said, there is a link if you need to order. I will put a link in the description in case you want to order one. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. If it was, please give me a comment, a like. I would appreciate it. And if you don't mind giving me a subscribe, that would be welcome too. Okay, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Bye.